Hey guys, GrabbZ here, head coach for BDS, with a little update and announcement to make about the LSC and LFL team. Here at BDS, we looked at a long-term project, especially with me and Duff coming in, looking to see what players we can strengthen. And beginning the spring split, we actually did not intend of making any changes between the splits. Together with the LFL team, as you guys could see, go to Korea and hold a little boot camp to see which players ultimately want to play in LSC and deserve to play so. Again, important to note here that the changes we make or will make in the future are not necessarily only performance related. I think, especially as a young org, we should give players the chance to grow and make mistakes on stage, but ultimately what we expect of them is to show that they want it and they actually have the professionalism to do so, which was lacking, especially after week 6. After spending 3 weeks in Korea together with the LFL team, we have decided on 2 changes for the main team. We will promote GrabbZ and Dota to the LSC. Unfortunately, that also means we have to demote Adam and Limit. After 3 weeks in Korea, where we could spend a lot of time testing multiple configurations of rosters and multiple changes we could have made, we have decided we think this is the best chance for the main team to have a good performance in the LSC, adding GrabbZ's leadership qualities and Dota's enthusiasm. I think is a good mix to revitalize the main team and to give us a good chance going to summer and also to keep players developing at all times. Having said this decision of course comes as a big disappointment to Adam and Limit. Adam has played pretty well, I think, in LSC so far, in Fnatic first and then with us. Ultimately though, we think that GrabbZ's leadership is something you desperately need in game, and therefore decided to demote Adam for now. We gave him clear pointers on what he can improve, and we hope that he takes this shot in the LFL to work in his game a bit more, and then hopefully we see him in the future in the LSC at some point. Of course, this also came as a disappointment for Limit. Unfortunately also, due to the LFL restrictions, we could not have Adam, Limit and Crunchshot on the same team as they count as veterans. Thankfully though, Limit has decided to come to Berlin or stay in Berlin with Duff and me to form part of the coaching staff and to help Dota into transition into the support role and just add a bit to his game by looking at the game from the outside point of view. I think this could be very helpful for him in the long run. That also means we need a new support for the LFL team, which would be Dreamer Ace, the ex-support for Unicorns of Love, and I hope you guys give him a warm welcome to the BDS family. As you guys might have seen in the past, we also have added Rika to the LFL roster, who replaces Zico and got released by Mad Lions. We still believe in his potential and we think that he has still a lot more to show, and we hope that coming in LFL first, re-establishing himself as a good EL player will help him in the long run. Talking a bit more about change itself, GrabbZ, Dota up, Adam Limit down. It's important to point out that this is not necessarily only a performance point of view or an in-game quality point of view. In Korea, we made sure to actually test out every configuration we possibly could to see how the mesh in-game, how the communication in-game works, what qualities of players they bring. This does not mean that any player who didn't get promoted or who got demoted is a worse player than the others. It just means that we think as a 5-man unit, this team has the best shot at making or showing good performance in the summer split. GrabbZ especially, again, for a player who didn't play LSC, a lot of voice in game, a lot of direction. I think this is something that we desperately needed in the spring split. As you could see, we are many oftentimes in good positions in the game but couldn't close it out. I think having GrabbZ there who can vocalize the game plan and make sure his teammates follow it is a good addition to the team. Dota, on the other hand, is a very exciting player in the sense that he played in the ELs for a long time, but it's also this bubbling personality in the team that brings excitement, and he really wants to play LSC, and I think this fire is something that also we lost after week 6, which was one of the main reasons actually we went for the bootcamp, that the players, I think, kind of forgot the privilege of being in the LSC. Dota as a player really wants it, and I think he deserves a shot after the long time he played in the ELs, and we are really excited to see what they can bring on the stage. Speaking of the change in the LFL roster, with Dreamer Ace coming in as support and Limit being part of the coaching staff, for the first week of the LFL, Dota will play in the team, just to make the transition easier. He has some experience with the team, to give Dreamer Ace a bit more time to actually gel with his teammates and have a better performance for week 2 or week 3, depending on how we feel is the easiest way to transition him into the team. Lastly, one thing to note is that especially Duff and me are really happy about this bootcamp because we could bridge the gap between the main and the LFL team. We strongly believe that in the future we should have a strong unity there and make sure that the academy team doesn't feel separated from the main team. So while they're now in Geneva practicing, we really hope that for next year we can bring them to Berlin and actually have a 10-man roster going, or like a 10-man unit, and grow together. So therefore, again, players who didn't get up this time around or got demoted are not out of the question, not out of the picture on BDS, because we believe in long-term growth. And to finish it off, guys, we know spring has been a disappointment for us as well. We thank you so much for the support, and we hope we can bring a better showing in summer.